Hi everyone, it's Jeffrey. It's red color. I think I look okay with the glasses. I prefer not to use them, but you know. All right, this is the reading for the full moon. It always sits funny, doesn't it? Okay. Anyway, this is the reading for the full moon in Sagittarius, June 10th, 11th. And the moon was full last night. It was really beautiful. It already had a pinkish glow, actually. And I think it's going to rise really early on the eastern horizon. The eastern horizon is always the eastern horizon, no matter where you are. I hope this sound is good. Hi, Seascape. God bless. All right, so what I'm going to do for a change is I'm going to do the collective at the end. And since it's full moon in Sagittarius, because like every month that I do it, I start with Aries and I go through Pisces. So like Pisces has to wait and all that. So today, and from now on, I think, when I do the new and full moon, I'm going to do it in the sign. I'm going to begin it with the sign it's in. How does that sound? So I'm going to begin with Sagittarius. And I don't really have a message. You know, the message is kind of like, do what you want to do. There's no specific message. Maybe there will be at the end. I'm going to also try to keep track of the cards that come up. Like if I see a card a lot of times, I'm going to like really think about that. And I don't know. You know, I always do it on the sly. All right. So we're going to begin with Sagittarius, but I'm not writing a number down yet because I'm not done shuffling. Nancy and I are beginning the classes on June 26th for sure, which is a Thursday. We need like 3 more. And if you join the class, you get my book, Tarot Decoded, para gratis. And Tarot Decoded and my other book are available on my website. And I also put together a Shadow Work Kit, which is available on another website. And I've been blogging like crazy, so go check out my blogs. So just go to ripecolor.com and go to the bottom of the page and it says blog or blogs, and go check it out. All right, let's begin the beginning. Oh, thank you, Miss Orchid. Okay, I'm beginning with Sagittarius. It is 2:59. Okay, it was 3 o'clock, but whatever. All right, so this is for the full moon in Sagittarius, the strawberry moon. And I was reading somewhere that it's going to be super close, so it's going to appear really big. And it is sort of pinkish. I already saw it last night. Okay, Sagittarius. Wow. Okay. I have the 10 of swords. I have the 10 of pentacles. And then I have the 7. The 10 of swords is like the end of a way of thinking that you can't revive. This, a lot of times, represents the family foundation dynasty. And then this one is like make a choice. Sometimes the deeper meaning of this card, the way I interpret it, is tell me if you can't hear me, because I want you to be able to hear me. When I use my mic, it doesn't work. I think there's something that you learned from the family that doesn't really work for you anymore, and you're tired of betraying yourself. Thanks. Thank you for telling me about the sound. It feels like you're tired of betraying yourself, tired of living in the illusion. Quite the opening. You're tired of living in the illusion of, you know, what your family expects of you, the fantasy of who they think you are, the fantasy of, you know, I'm a miller, therefore there's something big going on there. because I have two tens, ends. And you have to find a new balance. You have to find a new balance. And once you find that new balance, you'll be able to move forward in a with confidence. Yeah, you've changed your mind. You've changed your mind. You don't want to fight anymore. You just want to move on and do what you want to do. There's something with the family in a big way. Okay. Yeah. You know how to make yourself secure and stable. You know what you have to give up, and you're willingly giving it up. Yeah. See, the thing is, I have, this. It's not like you're going to throw away the baby with the bathwater. There are just some things that need to be realigned, more balanced, more kind and loving. And like, let's say you have a weird thing with your sister and she wants you to be like this or that. It's like you're going to find the stuff that works with your relationship with her, but the stuff that doesn't work, it's like, I'm not participating in that. That's the energy I'm getting. That's the energy I'm getting. I'm going to throw 3 more cards. Whoops. Yeah. A new perspective. You're confident, and, you're not going to let them step on your toes. And this is the time. Okay. Now, the thing is, I read numbers, so I have 3 sevens. I have 3 sevens. And sevens are about confidence. Sevens are about spirit and confidence. It's almost like that your higher self and your guides and your angels have your back in this, and they're kind of like, it's like the wind behind you, pushing you forward into like a more confident thing. So maybe it's really about setting up boundaries with your family that haven't been set up before, that would really help you to be more authentically yourself. How do you like that? Okay, now I'm going to show you everything. Oh, good, everything fits. I have a new idea, and I'm tired of the illusion concerning my family. I will no longer betray myself. I have to find a place that's more balanced and move confidently into that. I don't have to fight. I don't have to defend myself. I know that the magic is with me and the time is now. I can remember the good things and let go of the things that no longer serve me willingly, so that I could be more secure and stable. That was a reading. Okay, that was Sagittarius. Now, I hope you're going to remember the cards. And you have to write, "Hi, Jen." "Hi, Jen. How are you?" All right, so that was Sagittarius. Now, you have to remember the cards and remind me, because I'm going to write down the cards that come up a lot, because I feel like that'll be like the group energy. So, it's a full moon. Good night to do a ritual. Good night to do a ritual. Light a candle. I don't want this anymore. And when I want to I want to bring in this new energy. Write it down on a piece of paper. Burn the stuff you don't want, and then the stuff that you do want, put it in place. Put it at the bottom of a drawer. Put it in a little pouch. Bury it. You know what I do? I bury it in one of my plants so it grows. Bury it outside. Make it fun. All right. I know it's tense. I know. I'm very well aware. I can't even go into that energy. That's why I don't read on it. It's just too much for me to handle. It's like too much. I don't know what to do with it. The best I can do is, do my own thing, and try to help people my own way. All right. After Sagittarius comes Capricorn. Okay, Capricorn. Here we go, Capricorn at 10. Beautiful. All right, Capricorn, welcome. This is your reading for the full moon in Sagittarius. And check out every other sign. Go back and forth so that I get 10,000 people watching this video. That would be fun. And go check out my blog, and all my marketing stuff is below. The classes are beginning on June 26th. Okay. The 8 of Swords, the 2 of Pentacles, and the 5 of Pentacles. All right, this card is self-imposed mental bondage, okay? This one is a rebalancing, and this one is being left out of the cold. So this feeling that you have of being not part of, and of not being taken care of, not being cherished, is something you're telling yourself. This is something you're telling yourself. And you have to find a new balance in that. You have to find, maybe there are areas in your life where you're not included, or areas in your life that you're not cherished. But it's not all of it. It's not all of it. So you have to get out of your head. You kind of have to get out of your head in order to change your sense of security. Okay. Queen of Wands. Okay. So now, see, we already have something showing up twice. Okay. So the Queen of Wands is really the queen of timing. She's really the queen of timing. She has like magic with her. So she knows when to act, how to act, when to use her creativity, when to use her passion. But she's not impulsive. You would think she's impulsive, but she's not. That's like the hidden meaning. Because the black cat is here. And cats, think of how a cat hunts. Like they get as close to their prey as they can. They don't waste their time. They don't waste their time. Like the jaguar is hiding in the grass until the caiman comes along. Like, but not wasting his time. The lion gets as close to its prey as it can. The leopard hangs out in the tree until somebody comes and eats under the tree. Like, they don't waste their time. Ooh, look at that. 10 of Pentacles. Someone's running their blender. It's another family thing. So I get like you feel left out in terms of your family or your community in some way. And you've got to find, because I got this, you've got to find, but I think it's in your head. You've got to find your own sense of comfort. You've got to find your own sense of comfort, your own sense of home, your own sense of what it is to be safe, what it is to be comfortable, what it is to be loved, cherished. Maybe you're looking for the right thing in the wrong place. Maybe you're looking for the right thing in the wrong place. Just got that. And build your own sense of security in a practical way, which you're really good at. You're a Capricorn. You're really good at that. You have to build your own sense of security and not rely on people who, oh, I'm gonna, oh yeah, I'm gonna help you out with that. And then, they don't show up. Yeah, instead of being involved in chaos, find the sense of harmony in yourself. Know that it all begins and ends with you. Wow. Okay, the 10 of Pentacles. Twice. This is this card is actually the reading. This is the 6. 6s are about persevering. This card in particular, if you look at it, they're refugees, right? And they're on the boat, and they're going from a turbulent place into a calm place. And so there's two things about this card. One of them is, this is, to me, this is Lot's wife. So it's like, don't turn around, there's nothing there. Like, the past is done. There, you know, you can't see, if you're so busy looking in the rearview mirror, you can't see what's ahead of you. Okay? And the other thing about this is that I never feel like this is husband and wife. I always feel like this is the mother or the grandmother. And it's this matriarchal wisdom that comes in. And a lot of times I get it as a deceased ancestor who's guiding you and leading you to a place that's safer, that's more calm, that's more abundant, that's more fertile, that's more tranquil. So, you know, this could be like a grandmother or something who's no longer here on this plane. It's so annoying that I'm not symmetrical. Who's not on this plane, and I don't like it this way either, who's leading you toward your own sense of home, that you don't need to rely on the family or the family's money or the family's business in order to be solid and stable and secure, because you have the ability to bring the harmony in to your own world. That's what I get. All right, away we go. After this, I didn't really feel like throwing anything else, so I didn't. 10 cards. All right. This is in your head. Okay? You've got to rebalance yourself and bring yourself out from the cold. The time is now. The family cannot be relied upon as much as you'd like for it to be. You have to rely on your own sense of comfort and build from there and avoid the chaos. Bring yourself into harmony and allow yourself to be led into a new place without looking back, and call on your benevolent female ancestors to lead you toward harmony and rebalance and healing. I had to throw one more. Okay. That's what I get for Capricorn. All right. Aquarius. First, we put the cards together, and then we shuffle. If I put them all on the top or the bottom, they tend to always be the same. So this helps a little bit. All right. So Jen, have you been using the book? Have you been using my lovely book? I also put together a kit. So the kit is seven or eight journal prompts, I can't remember, and 25 affirmations and a meditation. And the meditation is called Rewrite the Past, and it's like you put yourself in a meditation, you take yourself back to like a place that's really uncomfortable, and you kind of relive it. It's not the most, pleasant thing. You relive it and like remember, let's say 3 years old, your uncle said you were stupid, and you feel stupid, whatever. And so you take yourself back there, and then you reclaim it. You say, I'm not stupid. And then your uncle, who's usually crazy, says, you're right, you're not stupid. And you kind of shift the energy. So that's the meditation. So that's all included as a shadow work kit. And that's available on another site. I'm building. That's what I'm doing. So if you're interested in that, it's all the information is below. All right. Capricorn. Next is Aquarius. And it's shuffling. Shuffling takes time. And so it goes. Shuffling takes time. Okay, we are shuffled. Okay, Aquarius. Write down the time. Got to be very organized. Is at 19:55. Hi Aquarius, this is Jeffrey, this is Ripe Color, this is your reading for the full moon in Sagittarius. All my marketing stuff is below. We are beginning classes again on June 26th. If you're interested, please see below, as well as all my books, book a reading, etc. All right, you're ready to get up and go, right? Confidently, even though it's a place you haven't been before. That's the thing about him. He hasn't been here before. It's like, I'm not going to execute my plan. He's kind of an astronaut, right? The starry sky. He's, and he's going to use the dark and the light at the appropriate time, the appropriate moment to get to where he's going. It's like, I was watching some fantasy thing last night or 2 nights ago, and, adventurers, medieval, all that stuff. And one is a witch, and one is a healer, and one is a warrior, and one is a thief, all that. And they take them through all these different landscapes. It's really shot beautifully, actually. So it's through mountains and through desert and through the seashore. Hi, Gina. Long time no see. And so that's who the chariot is. It's like, well, I've never been here before, but it's like, I'm going to figure out how to go over the mountain. I'm going to figure out how, how to get across the beach in the most efficient way, like that. And then I have the seven. This is a great card. I know it's the card of the thief, but it's like, I'm going to take the ideas that are out there and I'm going to utilize the ones that are sharp and good, and I'm going to run with it. I'm going to run with it. Even if it's an idea that I somehow, kind of stole or made mine. Okay. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. Let's say you want to open a store. You go around to successful stores and you say, well, what works here and what doesn't work here? I think that, their windows look great and maybe that's part of it. Or this other one, they have really crappy windows and like there's no one in the store. Or, maybe they're selling something at a great price or they have good location, like that. So I'm going to take what's out there and utilize it and make it mine, right? In this like creative, passionate way. Yeah. And I'm going to build anew. And, the thing is with the Page of Wands, all the pages have this energy of youth and like they haven't really done it before, but they're kind of lucky. It's like he decides he's going to build an oasis in the desert and somehow he ends up on top of the aquifer, sort of by accident in a way. Yeah, and the old, you got to let go of the old. Sometimes the important thing about this card here is the world. Is you have to like let what's done be done and not keep on going back. Like there were certain things I'd been working on for a long time, and then I just kept on hitting brick wall after brick wall, and it was kind of like the universe was saying, "You're done here. You're done here. Start something else." And so that's what I did. All right. Yeah. Good. The Lovers, really, really lovely card. So the Lovers, second time it came up, I have to write it down. The Lovers are about harmony, right? The Lovers are about harmony. They're about bringing the duality together. It's about the union between humanity and the higher spirit, between the light and the earth, between heaven and earth, between man and woman. It's this energy of choice, of, because maybe, so it feels like this new thing that you're on is going to be harmonious and move in a really easy, comfortable sort of way. Because you've let go of what doesn't. And I have the Star, a new hope, a new inspiration. And it's Aquarius. This is your card. Okay. So she's naked, which really means she's open to like spiritual information. She's deep in her intuition, but she's also grounded. It's always backwards. It's hard to do. She's always grounded in the earth, so she's like, she gets kind of spiritual information, blessings, an idea of success, an idea of inspiration, an idea of a path. And it's like, okay, I received it and now I'm going to like bring it in, right? Bring it into this plane. Really good card. Yeah, I'm moving forward into a place that's more beneficial. I'm moving into a place that's calmer. I'm moving into a place, I'm writing down the card. I'm moving into a place that's more calm. I'm moving into a place that's more calm. So I have artificial intelligence like showing me how to make websites and stuff. And sometimes it's just so confusing, and I keep on getting back, and I'm like, you have to make this really simple. If it's not really simple, I'm done. You know, because there are a lot of places I can do it. Oh, it's really, it's like, well, it's really simple if you're a computer, but if you're me, it's like, no, I need something that has like 3 buttons to press, not 16. Right? Keep it simple. If it's really complicated, I'm never going to remember. I'm never going to be able to utilize it. I have to know my limitation and my strengths and my weaknesses, and you know, focus on my strengths. Oh, look, beautiful. This feels like meeting yourself. This feels like meeting yourself. It feels like this harmonious relationship with your light. And I think that's why the Lovers also came up. There's a harmonious relationship with your light. So maybe what you've been doing in the past, it's like you did it, you know, maybe to make money, maybe to make someone happy, maybe whatever. But it's not, I don't know, satisfying, fulfilling. And now you're on a trek towards something that's more harmonized. Yeah, because you're listening to yourself, because you're listening to your intuition. To bring in something that you love, and to bring in new opportunities that are full of of heartfelt excitement and bounty. Yep, definitely moving on into the future. Definitely moving on into the future. See, because both of these cards, they're a little bit similar. I mean, this is a character, right? But this is everyone going to a safer place. And the Queen of Swords, the energy of the Queen of Swords. So traditionally, the Queen of Swords is a woman of loss, right? So she's a widow, or she's like an unmarried woman, you know, she a divorcee. So there's an energy in her of, I've cried my tears, and now I'm moving forward into the future. That was then, and I'm looking forward to the future. I have a clear plan, a clear path, and that's where I'm going. I'm using my mental facilities. All right, and it's kind of it's one of the cards of Aquarius. All right, and we have 2 aces, great. And I have 1, 2 sixes. I don't have, I have to have 3 of a number, but I don't. Okay, let me show you. I'll start here. I have this new creative idea and I want to move forward with it and take the ideas and use them. I'm going to use my intuition towards something that really fills my heart with a sense of harmony. Whatever's left over from the past is done. I'm done with it. And now it's time to start something new with a new inspiration, maybe in a new place, in a calmer place mentally. To attract and to heal, I have to move forward into the future. There's nothing in the past for me. Interesting. Interesting little reading. There we go. That was Aquarius. I'm so glad a lot of you are here. Thank you so much for showing up. I really appreciate it. I wanted to do this yesterday. I wanted to do it the day before. This happened, that happened, this happened, that happened, blah, 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 blah. And it's like, let's just do it. So here I am. Okay. Now I know that there's a Pisces in the audience. Mm-hmm. All right. I am shuffling, 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 shuffling. Really? Sometimes I remember people's signs and sometimes I don't. All right. So this is for Pisces. Oh, let me do the number. It's at 30. Perfect. Pisces. Hello, Pisces. This is Jeffrey. This is Ripe Color. This is the full moon in Sagittarius. Reading for you. Tarot classes begin on the 26th, which is a Thursday. It's 6 weeks. It's really intensive. I have some former students here in the audience, and please join. And I have a lot of other things. I've been writing books, and opening new websites, and writing blogs, and all sorts of stuff. All right, so let's see what's going on for Pisces for the full moon in Sagittarius. 1, 2, 3. All right, you get the world. The thing that's really I get more and more about the world. Cheers. It's mint tea. I love mint tea. The world card is like intricacy of design. It's a perfect little thing that's done. So let's say, you've been working really hard at baking, and you made this cake, and it's done. It's done. And you keep on wanting to go back, and it's like, oh, it needs more rosettes, and it needs this, and it's like, it's done. It's done. Be satisfied with the beautiful cake that you made, or whatever it is, and now move on to something new, right? Maybe you'll make another cake, which is fine, and you'll get better at doing the decorations. But the thing about the world is, like, it's done. It's done, and it's time to move. There's this energy of like a circle in this one, of a rolling wheel. Okay. Take hold of your power. Take hold of your passion. Be delegate. Delegate. This is also, it's the card of Mars. So, like, here we go. This is like the last card in the deck. And this is the first one. It's the fourth card. It's about stability and practicality, earth plane. And this is the first one. This is the first time that the horoscope shows up in the deck. This is dad, right? This is the energy of authority. So it's like, this is done, and now I am in charge, right? And what I get the Six of Cups. The Six of Cups is this energy of the past. It's like this really lovely, nostalgic, reminiscent energy. And it's almost like this energy of like, oh, when I was a kid, I really used to finger paint, and I really love to work with my hands. And it's like, I can incorporate that into today, or whatever, I'm just giving an example. Oh, when I was a kid, I always felt really loved by these people, or really taken care of. And I want to not only remember it, but I want to like bring it in. I want to take an aspect of that and do something with it, and maybe revitalize it. And this is like really the card of the entrepreneur. She's one of the cards of wealth. And she made her own money, this one. She made her own money, and she worked really hard at it, and she's really good at it. She knows how to do it. She knows how to be really practical and make things grow. And she's really discerning. She's super discerning. Interesting. Whoops. Yeah, this is nonsense of like, oh, I can't do it, I can't do it, I can't do it. So maybe, one thing is done, and now you want to take on your power here and revitalize something, that like a memory or a feeling that you used to have, right? And you know how to do it, but then that voice comes in. It's like, oh, you can't do it, you can't do it. That's just your mind. This is just your mind. Thank you, Jen. Yeah, it's time for you to establish something that's going to last. It's time for you, and to, ritualize it, and to encourage it, because it's coming from a higher place. That's the thing. The thing about the Hierophant is that it's coming from a higher place. because this is really like the representation of the church of the Pope, really. And he's between the two columns. And, you know, it's like, this is the card of like really establishment, like government, religion, marriage, law, um, medical institution, a corporation, like that, something that's really solid and stable. And there's this element of ritual, but there's also this element of hierarchy of as above, so below. So it's like that's the energy that I'm getting, is that something is done fine. That was really the very beginning of the reading. And now become the emperor in your life to revitalize something that meant something to you at one time. You have the energy to do it, even though you tell yourself you can't. And because this is like a higher purpose. There's a higher purpose. Yeah. And your light is going to lead you. The thing about this card that's really interesting, card of Virgo, this is not about asking everybody their opinion. This is about going within, getting quiet, and trusting your own light, trusting your own information, trusting, you know, I was talking to somebody at one of these things, and he goes, "Oh, you should be a tour guide, la la la." And I, you know, I'm sure I'd be great at being a tour guide, you know, but it's a lot of work, and it's a lot of physical work, and it's raining, and this one doesn't show up, and like I have a different plan, I have a different vision, and I'm trusting my own light. I'm trusting my own light toward where it's leading me, right? Something that's in the long run more lucrative, um, and in the long run less work. So I'm following that, right? And it's more interesting to me because I think like I'm at this place in my life where I need to, I'm really cherishing my alone time, and I need to um, build from there, build from the inside out as opposed to the outside in. All right. Yeah, this came up again. Okay, good. Um, oh, the world came up twice. I have to write all this down. This is about comfort. This is about being comfortable in one's own home, being comfortable in one's own body, in one's own surroundings, and creating out of that in a practical manner. Uh, Four of Wands. All right. Ooh. It's about bringing yourself in out from the cold. Sometimes we deny a certain piece or part of ourselves, or we put it away for safekeeping, or we don't dare dream it, or we don't dare take action on something that we really want to. And I feel like this is the call to break free of your own mental distraction, restriction, to say, yeah, I always wanted to have an ice cream shop, and I'm going to learn how to make ice cream, or something like that. Something like that. This is like an interior chapter to like be in touch with what it is that you really want, or something you want to revive or remember. Like to member is put together, remember it. And even though you think you can, even though it's like, oh, I'm to this, I'm to that, I'm to this, I'm to that, I feel like you're being called on a higher level to do something toward this sense of comfort, this sense of nourishment, this sense of home within yourself. Very interesting. All right, let me show you the cards. Here we go. In order to revitalize this beautiful memory, I have to take control and let go of the past and let the past be the past. I know how to build things, and I'm really good at it. I know how to make them thrive, even though sometimes I tell myself I can't. This is a higher wisdom coming through to bring a part of me that I abandoned in a state of comfort and practicality, and I have to follow my own light, not somebody else's opinion or somebody else's idea. It's about following my own light, my own understanding. And you know, he's the scholar. This one's the scholar. It's like I'm gonna like look under every rock until I find what I'm looking for. I'm just gonna look under every rock, you know, and then I'm gonna work my way out of the dark. And what's leading me is my own light, not somebody else's idea, not this, not that, my own light. Very spiritual reading. Okay, that was Pisces. And now we begin, now we begin the beginning of the horoscope, of the zodiac. I know, because I think it makes more sense to do it like that, because otherwise Pisces is last every month, and Aries is first every month, and, you know, it's good to mix it up a little bit. Okay, that was Pisces. And now, Aries. They said, so I'm looking at the radar. I mean, I have weather.com, so it's not really good for Mexico. I'm looking at the radar, and you see all these red blobs coming over Mexico City. I'm expecting this enormous rainstorm. Nada. So I watered the plants, a few of them, because a lot of them are succulents. They don't like that much. I don't want to kill them. All right. Let's see what's going on for Aries. All right. Aries at 4205. Hello, Aries. This is Jeffrey. This is Ripe Color. This is your reading for full moon in Sagittarius, which is June 10th, June 11th. The tarot classes are beginning on the 26th. Please sign up. And they're wonderful classes. I have a few books available for purchase, a Shadow Work kit, a Shadow Work Workbook. All the information is below. Let's get to your reading, Aries. Okay, away we go. 1, 2, 3. Okay. I'm writing down the cards that I see more than once in the readings because I feel like that's a little message. Okay. I have the 4 of Wands, I have the 4 of Cups, and then I have the 2 of Pentacles. All right, this is about being solid and stable, and you know, there's a domesticity to this card. There's a little celebration. And then I have you're being offered something and you're saying, I don't think so. I don't think so. Sometimes I get this one as like a gift, like an emotional gift being offered, but there's a string attached. That's why you're saying no. Sometimes I get that from that card. It's a little bit like, well, I can help you out with this, but, and you don't like the but. Okay, so you're going to find a way to balance. You know, it's like maybe somebody says, oh, I can offer you that money, but at, 300% interest. It's an example. It's like, I'll manage on my own. I'll manage on my own. So already there's a sense of self sufficiency. Yeah. See. So this is one of the cards of charity, right? But it's also this card of balance. So a lot of times when I'm doing it live with people are like, oh, am I that one who's not getting anything? It's like, no, you're all three of them. But there's a sense of like, this one is sometimes that one is sometimes this one. There's a sense of balance of giving and receiving in equal measure. And so like, maybe that's what you were like kind of manifesting as opposed to, 300% interest. People like, well, I'll help you paint your house, If you help me pay mine, great. That sounds like a deal. I mean, as long as your houses are both the same size. All right. Yeah, I'm not going to get tied to the devil. I'm not going to get tied to a false path. I'm not going to get tied to something that sounds too good to be true and you sort of know it and there's a sense of like, oh, this is the easy way out. I'm not getting tied to that. I'm going to rely on my community to support me. To support me. Yeah, nice. Okay. And I take full responsibility. I take full responsibility and I know when to act for my own highest good, for my own highest spiritual good. The Hierophant. If you're here in the middle of the video, I write down the cards that come up more than once. So at the end of the 12, maybe I'll have a clearer vision. There's a sense of self-sufficiency, and there's a sense of looking at the devil, which is really a false path, and it's like I've gone down that path before. I think I'm going to build something in the real world that makes more sense, that is more aligned with my morality, and but I had to go through that phase of saying no. You know, sometimes when we go through a certain like lesson, right? Or, you know, you do a meditation, and you do a lot of meditations, it's like, oh, I'm really done with that energy. And then it comes back again for that last time. It's almost like your soul saying, we want to make sure you learned that. It's almost like a pop quiz. It's almost like a pop quiz. And it's like, and you ace the pop quiz too, because you learned the material. You didn't just copy it. You learned it. That's what that, you see what I mean? Oh, and then I got her. This is really, it feels like you're going to get the support to be self-reliant. Whereas the original, the devil and the Four of Cups had this energy of, yeah, oh yeah, I'll help you open a certain business, but I own the name. You know, I'll give you 50,000 and you can use it in whatever way you want, but I own 75% of the company. Whereas the other one maybe gives you a little seed money, right? And, you know, you can get to do your own thing and be independent. That's what the whole thing feels like. All right, I'm going to show you everything. And then let me write down the Nine of Pentacles. Oh, and the Ace of Swords, too. Ace of Wands twice, and Nine of Pentacles twice. I have a lot of twice. Okay, let me show you. Good. I have this, I have to rebalance myself, you know, and I have to rebalance myself. And someone's making me an offer, and it sounds really good, but I'm going to wait and be more in a state of balance, and I'm going to receive, but not with strings attached, because that's the devil. And, you know, I'm going to sit and wait until the right time to act in order to establish something that's going to last, that I'm led with spirit, so that I can actually really take hold of my passion and my own sense of worth, my own sense of self-sufficiency. That's an interesting reading. All right, that was Aries. And we move forward. Taurus. Taurus is next. Okay. So everyone go out and be with the moon. Be with the moon tonight. It's a good night to be with the moon. Good night to be with the moon. I release blah, blah, blah. I receive blah, 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 because you want to receive more than you release. And, light a candle, twirl around, light some incense, do your hair, take a bath, whatever. Buy flowers. Okay, shuffle, 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 shuffle. Full moon, Sagittarius. I don't even know the degree, to tell you the truth. Don't even know the degree. I didn't look it up. Okay, now we go Taurus. Taurus is at 50, 40. Okay. Hello, Taurus. This is the reading for you for full moon in Sagittarius. The classes, our tarot classes, begin on the 26th of June, which is a Thursday. 6 weeks, really intensive, really great class. It's available for purchase. I'm available for readings. All the information is below. Let's see what the full moon holds for you. The burden is too much to carry. The burden is too much to carry in it, and it puts you into a state of anxiety. So you need a fresh, new perspective, a new idea, a new way of looking at it. Because, you just feel overwhelmed and overworked, and it's just too much for you to carry. And you can't deny it anymore. And something's got to change. You need a new perspective, a new idea, a new way of looking at it, a new guidance, and a strategy. And, you got to put up boundaries as well. And get out of your own way, Sometimes we get these ideas and then we don't act on them because before we even begin, we talk ourselves out of it. And especially when you're in this card, this is like this energy of like kind of being stuck in your head and anxiety and sleeplessness and, self-blame. And it's like, sometimes even just moving one way or another a little bit, even though you don't think it's going to work, it's like do it anyway in order to get out of the rut. And I have 2 9s so far. Because the Empress is here. And the Empress is really, really powerful. The Empress is, well, first of all, it's one of your cards. It's the card of Venus. She's kind of a combination of Venus and Earth. The energy of the Empress, first of all, it's a 3. It's really creative. The Empress is pregnant. So she's ready to give birth to a new idea, to a new child, to a new concept, a new everything. And it's the garden. I mean, it just keeps on growing and growing. And there's this energy in that card of like endless growth. Endless, like a fountain. There's no beginning to it. There's no end to it. It just keeps on giving and growing. It's like a tree. And it just keeps on giving fruit, keeps on giving fruit, keeps on giving fruit. It's like all you have to do is like walk by the tree. There was a sign when I lived in New York. There was a sign. I used to go to the East Village like once a week, and there were a lot of cheap places to eat there. No more, but so like there were Ukrainian places. They were really good. They were really good. They were Polish and they were Ukrainian, and they were like really good and really cheap and a lot of food. And then there was another one that was like. It was like Filipino, so it was like a cross between kind of Chinese and Spanish. It was kind of weird, but like they used to give you a thing of rice. It was like this. It's like insane. Those places don't exist. Anyway, the point of the story is there used to be a plaque on one of the buildings that here stood a pear tree that gave fruit for 160 years. I mean, it wasn't there anymore. But like that's the Empress. That's what the Empress is about. It just keeps on giving and giving. So, you know, your job is to get out of your own anguish. Yeah, your intuition is going to lead you. Your intuition will lead you toward dropping a burden. Your lesson has indeed been learned. Your lesson has indeed been learned. And once you learn a lesson, then you're open to like the spiritual insight, you know, because this is like the angel. Wake up. You learned your lesson. You're able to, you can leave the building now. Leave the building. And it's also interesting that don't forget, you know, numbers are super important. And I have an 8, 2 9s, and a 10. So you're really at the end of a certain phase because I have a lot of low, high numbers, right? I have high numbers. Okay, let me show you the whole thing. Okay. Drop the burden and the anxiety. Let new ideas come in. Yes, you can do it. You know, put up a boundary between you and your negative thoughts. Begin a strategy of abundance, of flow. Use your intuition and know that your lesson has been learned and you have the ability to be reborn here. To really, it's inevitable. I mean, this is also a card of inevitability. So that's what's going on. That was interesting. I say that for every reading. Well, they are. They're all interesting. Because it's always a new set of cards. Well, the 8 of Swords showed up more than once, too, didn't it? Yeah. Yeah. See, the thing is, as you learn tarot more and more, and as you do it more and more, every card has a million meanings. And, you know, it's like you're going to throw it, and a different meaning's going to come different times. And that's exactly the way it's supposed to go. You know, you could look at the same vista every day, and it changes a little bit. You know, it's like looking at the sky. It's like, are the clouds always the same? No. Okay, we're coming up on Gemini. We're coming up on Gemini. I'm an hour in. I've been giving long readings. All right. This is for Gemini. I've shuffled a few more. Okay. Cut. Gemini 58. I'm just going to say 58. Hi, Gemini. This is Jeffrey. This is Ripe Color. This is your reading for the full moon and Sagittarius, which, it being your opposite sign, should feel special. And it's going to be a really beautiful moon. It was already pink last night, and I mean, it seemed full last night, but tonight is officially full. All right. The tarot classes begin on June 26th. Please sign up. All my books, etc., is all available below. Readings, etc., etc., etc. So take advantage of it. And away we go. 1, 2, 3. All right. We have the Hierophant, the 2 of Cups, and the 7 of Swords. Okay. The Hierophant, the 2 of Cups, and the 7 of Swords. This is going to sound a little funny. You know, this is about establishment. This is about spiritual information, right? And then I got the 2 of Cups. The 2 of Cups can be like a person that's really, you and the person are on the same wavelength. You know, you're honest, they're honest. You show up, they show up. They offer love, you offer love. They always show up for you, you always show up for them. It's like that, right? And then I got the 7 of Swords. You know what it feels like? It feels like somebody is giving you an idea of something you can run with, and there's part of you that's like, oh, well, I couldn't do that. That's somebody else's idea. But it's like it didn't come to you for no reason. That's what I'm getting. It's like, you know, someone says, you know what? I know this guy, and I think you can copy this and, make it yours. And you're like, oh, no, it has to be my original. It's like, stop. Stop. Somebody gave you an idea. They gave you the idea for the reason, right? Utilize it. That's my opener. Yeah, because there's love there, and it's a new beginning there, a heartfelt beginning. That's really self-nurturing. That's really self-nurturing and really practical and will grow with patience toward your being comfortable and safe and loved. And self-sufficient. It's time for you to go on your quest. It's time for you to okay, I'll tell you in a minute. The Eight of Cups. Yeah. But this could be somebody that you know that you really love, and they really want to help you to move forward in your life, and to be safe and comfortable, and be on your own, and they're encouraging you to move forward. It's almost like you're in a certain place or a certain community or whatever, and somebody who really loves you says to you, I love you and I always want to be with you and all this, but you're not growing. And it's time for you to grow. It's time for you to spread your wings. It's time for you to go out on your own. It's time for you to I don't know. It's like, let's say you're a dancer, okay, and you're in a small town, and you have a little dance studio, and then like that grandmother who you love says, you're bigger than this town, and it's time for you to spread your wings in a bigger way. Enough with the dance studio. Thank you, Jane. That's what it feels like. That's what it feels like. It's time for you to establish something new in a new place that holds love for you, because you're taking the experience of who you are and the love that you've received in order to grow bigger. That's what I'm getting. I like that. That's really nice. Oh. All right, Gemini. There's this opportunity to establish something that's bigger than you, and you have the support of people who love you that should go on the road and do what you need to do, something that makes you happy, that's really practical, that'll make you feel safe and comfortable. You have a strategy. It's time to get moving toward your goal so that you could be more wealthy, but wealthy not just in money, wealthy, have a richer experience and be more self-sufficient. It's quite something. I know that when I do these general readings, I'm not going to hit every nail on the head, but I always feel like there's always at least one person who says, oh my God, you were right on the money. How the hell did you know that? It's like, I don't know how I know it. The cards tell me things. That's how it works. The cards whisper. The cards whisper to me. That's the energy. All right. Shuffle, shuffle, shuffle time. All right. So these are the readings for the full moon in Sagittarius, which is tomorrow night, the next night. I mean, it looked pretty full last night too, and it looked really pinkish. It really did. Tonight, I think it's going to be super duper pink. But then again, you see the pictures online, and it's like, you know that they're all pressing buttons. But maybe it will. Sometimes it just has a pinkish cast, and it already had a pinkish cast last night, to tell you the truth. All right, so I'm going through sign by sign. Sign by sign. All right, that's enough of that. And now we go to Cancer. You've been very patient, my darling Cancer. It is 1:06. Okay. Hi, Cancer. This is Jeffrey. This is Ripe Color. And this is the reading of the full moon in Sagittarius, June 10th, June 11th. Our classes begin June 26th. Please sign up. There are lots of books available, etc., etc. All the information is below. I put some Shadow Work kit. I have a Shadow Work workbook. I have Tarot Decoded, etc. I've been busy. Boy, she's coming up a lot. All right. I have really good cards. I have the Empress and the Emperor and the lovely lady in the Garden, the Nine of Pentacles. It's Venus and Mars, basically. The Empress is about fertility, creative inspiration, continual growth, continual endless growth. That's really what she's about. The Emperor is about establishing it. The Emperor is about establishing it, getting really serious about it. It's great to have an inspiration. It's another thing to make it happen in this world. That's what the Emperor does. And it leads toward wealth. It leads toward a sense of safety, a sense of entrepreneurship, discernment. Really, really, really nice beginning. Really nice. Empress, Emperor. Everybody has two. Okay. You have a strategy, or you'll get a strategy, because you're vibrating at a higher level. Because you're vibrating at a higher level. And it's time to establish something new. Bye, Gina. Come back, and I don't know if I hit your sign up yet. I think I did. I think you're Sagittarius. I think. All right. It's time to establish something new. You're getting a call. You know, the thing is, when the tower hits, when the tower shows up in the reading, it's like, you know, a lot of times it's just out there, you didn't see. It's always a blessing. It's always a blessing. It's like you're vibrating at a different level, you know. Your soul wants to teach you different lessons, to show you more opportunities. Because the sun is coming. Best card in the deck. The sun is coming. This is about freedom and abundance and joy and clarity. And you have, there are so many big cards here. I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 5 majors. I've only thrown 7 cards. This is a big change. All right. It's time to look forward to the future and let go of the past. To harmonize yourself. And to bring in the healing and energy of the angels. So this is a really big reading. All right. I think I'll start with her. You know what it feels like? It feels like this is what Spirit wants for you. Spirit wants for you to be self-sufficient, to rely on yourself, to have a sense of home where you are, to be really discerning, and to enjoy the fruits of your labor. Um, you know how to establish this. Spirit is with you. You have a strategy. What was past no longer serves you. It's time to, bring in a new energy that's more healing, move forward into the future toward clarity, toward freedom, toward joy, toward abundance, toward spiritual nourishment, spiritual radiance. It's really big. It's really nice. I mean, I know I have the tower in the middle, but I have the sun. I have, the angel of healing here. I have the empress here. You know, I have to read them as a whole. All right, Cancer. That was interesting. Big changes for this full moon. Away we go. Shuffling time. All right. So we did Cancer. Next up is Leo. Oh, I just realized, because I started with Sagittarius, then I'm going to end in Scorpio, which is me. I have to wait until the end for my own reading, but it'd be good cards because otherwise, All right, so these are the full moon readings. So check out your rising. I always check out my rising. For me, my rising really, I always relate to it. Some people like to watch their moon, their moon sign as well. Or people you know. Because you can't just go by your sun sign unless, you have 7 planets in your sun sign. I have something in Sagittarius, I have something in Capricorn, I have something in Aquarius, I have something, you know what I mean? I think the only sign, I don't think I have anything in Taurus, but it's my opposite, so I always watch it. Gemini is like maybe, I think, my Wheel of Fortune. So it's not, Yeah, it was an interesting reading, Seascape. It was by far the most powerful reading. I mean, there were so many, majors. So many majors. Wow. And congratulations. All right, let's get to Leo. Okay, the time is 1:13:25. Okay. Hi, Leo. This is Jeffrey. This is Ripe Color. This is your reading for the full moon in Sagittarius. Enjoy the full moon. Classes begin June 26th. Please join. All my books, etc., all the information is below. I've been on a reading frenzy. And let's see what's going on for you for this full moon. Go out and do a ritual. Yay, hooray. 1, 2, 3. Okay. I have 2 5s. This change about, you're tired of nonsense. You don't have patience for nonsense. You don't have patience for I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. And this one said that. And this one wants to fight. You don't have patience for any of that. You're done with it. It's around. It's like, who cares? It's like, you know how that, you remember when you used to go to the movie? I used to go to the movies all the time. And I always got there early because I would like to watch the previews. But during the previews, what you do is you eat all your popcorn. That's what you do. And, you chit-chat with your friend saying, oh, my God, I love this star. I hope it's a good movie. la la la, you know, but it doesn't mean anything. You remember the preview? Probably not. It's like that. It's I don't have time. I don't have time for this because there's a new inspiration coming. Because there's a new. So if I don't pay attention to the chitter chatter, the dilly dallying, the gibberish, the nonsense, and I open myself to spirit, then I can see things in a new way. I can have a sense of hope. I can make plans for the future in a creative way and get rid of all the nonsense and receive something lovely. Receive a gift, receive healing, receive an inspired, heartfelt inspiration so that I could move forward into the future with the help of my intuition. I know what it is I need to let go of, and I'm willingly letting it go because it doesn't serve me anymore. I need to see things from a more spiritual angle, a more light-filled energy, so that I could rebalance myself. I don't want to end there. So that I could rebalance myself and free myself from this false path that I've been on and start anew toward my comfort, toward my safety, toward my satisfaction. You know, I speak about this a lot and I don't. We live in a very, very different world than we used to. You know, this has changed the world. And it used to be much more easy to focus on what was really important, on what made us feel comfortable, creative, excited, and to get it done. Now, it's like this one said, that one said, this one. There's just so much information. So it's super important, I think, to like really filter that information because half of it is not even true. You know, it's just distraction, distraction, distraction. So it's really, you know, and the way to really focus is to, you know, be in your own heart, in your own light, in your own intuition, and let that be your guide. Not this news channel or that magazine or what someone said or didn't say. It's like I'm never going to get anything done if I keep on paying attention to every disaster that's out there. Because then I just take on the information, and what the hell am I going to do with it? It's like, you know, I've got to like paint the house. I've got to whatever it is. All right, let me show you everything. Okay. Okay, I'm not interested in fighting. I'm not interested in chaos. I'm interested in inspiration. I'm breaking the ties with the devil and starting a new path, moving forward into the future toward my intuition, toward healing with hope, with a sense of fertility and something bigger. I'm willing to let go of what no longer works for me and rebalance myself so that I can feel comfortable. That's Leo. That is Leo. All right. Now, I hope everyone's doing something very fun for the full moon. I have to go get a candle. I always light a candle for the moon. And I leave it lit until it's done. I get candles here so cheap. It's insane. You know, I love living here. And it's so much less expensive. Okay. garbage is here. You know how they do the garbage? They ring a bell. You take that. You can take down the garbage every day. Actually, where I live, it's like 3 times a day. So, and then you give them a little. You give them 5 pesos or 10 pesos or 7 or 3 or whatever you got. But it's good. There's no garbage on the street. And there's no garbage cans on the street either, which is a pain. But there's no garbage on the street. And you know what? I think I've seen 3 rats since I lived here, and that's 3 years. In New York, I probably would have seen 30 by the end of every day. So that's nice. That's really nice. Okay, got to shuffle a little bit more. Okay, next is Virgo. Hello. Oh, better write it down. You got to be. I have Virgo rising, so you'd think I read everything down. 121. Okay. Hi, Virgo. This is Jeffrey. This is Ripe Color. This is your reading, the full moon reading. Well, the full moon in Sagittarius reading. June 10th, June 11th. Go see the full moon. It's really beautiful. We are beginning tarot classes on June 26th. Please sign up. All my books are available for purchase. All below. Readings, all that marketing stuff is all below. I hope I put all the links up correctly. Because sometimes you put up the video, it's like, oh my God, do I have to change it? Like, oh, I didn't have it in me. All right, away we go, Virgo. So I'm going to shuffle one more time and see what comes up. All right, Virgo, this is for the full moon in Sagittarius. June 10th and 11th, go see the moon. It's really, really beautiful. Odd group of cards. 5 of Cups, 10 of Cups, 2 of Swords. You know what it feels like? I mean, that this could be a card of grief, right? Thanks, Jen. Yeah, but you get to pick your nose in the middle of it. Yeah. So I know you can't see the things. People can see them now, but when I put up the live, so Jen's saying she's like she's got Virgo, she's got Gemini, she has Scorpio rising, and she's going to be here till the end. And it's like, yeah, but you're in your pajamas. You get to pick your nose. You get to take a break. You get to smoke a cigarette. And here I am. All right. So this can be a card of grief, right? It's a choice, though. And then I have the 10, which is really like satisfaction, the fairy tale card. Everything is lovely and wonderful. The wish came true. The rainbow's a lit. And then I have the 2. You know what I just got? Because the 2, she's blindfolded, right? The 2 is blindfolded. Someone's choice. But the 2 is like sitting between the heart and the head. That's where she is. And she's kind of unsure which way to go. Because she doesn't see the whole picture. Because she's relying on her senses, which is great. But she's not relying on her eyes, which is a little weird. Like, is there something in front of me? Right? Is the sun rising? Is the sun setting? What's going on? And it feels like you want to see things this way or that way. And neither one of them are kind of reality. This one is grief-stricken. Something is lost. This one is living in a fantasy. And I think what's going on is the decision to sit, right, and make a decision is like, well, what? So let's say because she's been blindfolded, she might need colored glasses, let's say. Okay, this is my interpretation today. So she can choose to put on the rose-colored glasses where everything is wonderful and lovely, or she could choose to put on the dark glasses, and like, even though it's a lovely day, it seems gloomy. And I think the answer is somewhere in the middle. That's what I'm getting from this reading today, right? Oh, it's either all going to end or it's all going to be fantastic. Either, you know, you know, uh, like the whole town is going to be destroyed tomorrow, or we're all going to be millionaires. Like, it might be somewhere in the middle. But I feel like there's like a new, there's going to be a new way to look at things from the heart. From the heart. I want to say from the heart of the Father. That's, I don't know what that means, but that's what they told me to say, so that's what I said. From the heart of the Father and the Mother. You know what it feels like? Because I have, like what I've been saying, so if I read these two cards in their extreme, right? So this is the Emperor, this is Mars. You know, Mars starts war. Mars is about desire, Mars is about taking action, but Mars starts war, right? So he could be that tyrannical, crazed father, right? I'm just reading cards as I go. And then I have the Queen of Cups, and the Queen of Cups is like this loving, comforting, incredible mother, but she could also be lost in how she feels. She bases everything on her feelings. She, you know, like if the kid continually lies and lies and lies and lies, she's like, my child is perfect. My child's always perfect. And they keep on telling lies, and she just keeps on giving them cookies, smothers them, because she's only in her heart, right? Only in like, oh, you know, almost like the voice from, what was her name? Georgette on Mary Tyler Moore. You know, a little bit like that. So I feel like there's some new balance needs to be formed to see things, you know, because we're talking about Virgo. Virgo is like super uh, practical, super practical, and sees things for what they are. So I feel like something needs to be sort of balanced here. That's the way it feels. And then I get the loving, practical mother, which is one of the cards of Virgo. And the student. That's what it is. Learning, even though you see all these new things, this is about learning how to become her, right? Because out of all the queens, you can't really see the pentacle, but it's there because it's yellow on yellow. But out of all the queens, she is, you know how I always understand her? She's the single mother. So not in this, oh, the poor single mother, in this energy of like, she's the mother and the father. She's both. And she knows how to be both, and she knows how to be both really well. She knows how to go out and make the money. She knows how to like budget the money. She knows how to like give love, but not overwhelm. Not, you know, not be this and not be this. She's the most practical, you know. So you come home, right, to that mommy, and you say, Mommy, can I have a cookie? And mommy says, when you finish your homework, you can have a cookie. I love you, I want to give it to you, but you have to like be responsible for yourself, right? And it's almost like being a mother ourselves, like, yeah, right? That's the energy. That's the energy. Because this is a student learning something new, right? The opportunity to change. Yeah. So that you can establish something that's going to really last. And not live in illusion. Be guided by inspiration. Sometimes in order to become new people, we have to act like we're new people. Yeah. Because otherwise, if you keep on going down the same road of, this extreme, the extreme, then you're going to, be in a state of remorse. So it's time to expand and really learn how to grow through something new. Let's say, for a long time you wanted to go to the gym, right? And then you finally get there and you lift the first weight and it's like, I don't like this. It's like, stick it out, right? In order to learn that new skill and to make it one of your muscles. That's what I'm getting. I have to read the things with my glasses. It's about a combination, Jen. It really is. All right, let me show you everything. Instead of living in illusion, I have to take off the blindfold and see the beauty and see the not beauty. That's a full experience. To utilize the energy to be loving with your intuition, not get lost in the worst case scenarios, but see the abundance for what it is, learn from that, and become the practical, loving, nurturing mother to yourself, toward everyone else, because that's how things really grow, instead of being extreme. You can hear that, right? That was my take on Virgo. Quite. Okay. That was Virgo. I mean, it's a message for me too, because I'm Virgo rising. So the Leo message was part of my message. I mean, every single sign is part of my message. Let's do this. I'm reading a long time today. I don't know. I'm just in the mood, I guess. Okay, I'm going to write down Libra. And away we go. Oh, I only have two more left. It's Libra and Scorpio. Okay. Okay. Thank you, Jane. Sometimes I'm inspired, you know what I mean? Sometimes I'm inspired. Because sometimes, within 6 cards, I get the whole thing. But sometimes it just needs more of a interpretation. Sometimes it just needs, sometimes they're just, sometimes you want to read a short poem and get the whole thing, and sometimes you want to read a longer poem. All right. It's very warm in here today. I should have had the fan on. All right. All right, these are the full moon readings. Para todos. Para todos. Para todos. I really need to practice my Spanish. I really do. I have phrases, but putting together a sentence, it's like, oh boy. So I have to be patient with myself. All right. Let me write down the time. It is 1:34:10. Let's make it 10. Hello, Libra. This is Jeffrey. This is Ripe Color. This is the reading for the full moon in Sagittarius. Our tarot classes begin on June 26th. It's a 6-week class. It's really wonderful. Please join. All my books are available for purchase, all below. You can book a reading. All the marketing is all below. For the full moon tonight, well, whenever you're watching it. The full moon in Sagittarius, June 10th, June 11th. And, this is like a reading for 2 weeks, because then I start with the new moon, which I guess is Today's the 10th, 14th, like the 24th, 25th, something like that. Queen of Swords, Temperance, King. Okay, this one is about balance, right? And it's like, how can I balance my sense of security and my vision of the future, of where I want to be, of how to make myself secure in a really solid, stable way? How do I balance those things? How do I make that a healing vehicle for me? How can I balance? This is, this one is really about balance, alchemy. It's Raphael, like there's a healing going on here. And he's the alchemist. I can't show you because my cards are different. You see everything backwards. It's like, how can I utilize all the information that I have and all the experiences I have from the past and the ones that I hope for the future, whether they be good and bad, and balance them into something useful, right? Which is more whole, that holds love for me, by letting go of things that no longer serve me in a willing manner, so that I can be brought into harmony. Now, also, don't forget, I have two angels here already. I'm all about the angels, right? So we have Uriel, I have to do it backwards, it's very confusing. Uriel, angel of light, and Raphael, the angel of healing, guiding you in this new full moon energy, right? Toward your path, toward your spiritual path. And sometimes when we give up things that no longer serve us, it's like we're off to the unknown. And even though sometimes you give up things that aren't good for you sometimes, and it's not good for you, like maybe it's a diet thing, or maybe it's an energy thing, or a person, or whatever. Even though I'm giving it up, and I know it's the right thing for me to do, it's odd, and it feels empty, and it feels a little frightening, and it feels a little bit. You feel a little unsure and a little bit alone, and that's normal, and it passes because it's over. Because it's over. It's time to take hold of the power and to trust. This is really interesting for an ending card. This is about leadership. This is about unity. This is about I am that I am. This is the first incarnate card, right? The eternal spirit here, right? From heaven to earth. Should have gone that way. From heaven to earth. It's a really, really interesting card because this is the last card and this is the first card. Well, yeah, the Fool is, but this is like the first incarnate card. So it's really the beginning of a new cycle, and it's really about saying goodbye to the things that haven't served you anymore. And I think about certain jobs that I've had, and maybe while you're in it, you're like, oh my God, I hate this. What am I doing here? And then 5 years later, 10 years later, it's like I really learned a lot there, and it served its purpose. It paid my bills. I met certain people. I had certain experience. It served its purpose. It served its purpose. Sometimes as you're letting go of it, it feels like, oh my God, how am I going to let go of this? You let go of it and you grow. And the thing with the magician at the end of the reading is basically spirit telling you, you have everything you need to move forward. Now, maybe there are certain tools you use better than others, and how, like maybe you're really good at writing or experience, verbalizing your needs or your wants or or singing or whatever, and you're not really good at something else, but it's like, but you have everything you need. You know, maybe you're, one person is better cook than the other. Okay. Doesn't mean the other one can't cook at all. I feel like there's this energy of like all those experiences that you had that you're going to be able to incorporate and rebalance and make new, and all the stuff you've let go of is going to serve you on your spiritual quest toward the future. That's what it feels like. Okay, away we go. Libra. Okay. I want to balance and be healed in my sense of vision and in my sense of security in order to harmonize myself. I know there are things that I have to give up in order to heal and to move forward. The past is done and over. It's time to start anew. I have everything I need. I'm eternal. And I can manifest whatever it is I need and want because I have all the tools. That was a really nice reading. Okay, that was Libra. We have one more, last but not least, Scorpio. All right, this is for the full moon. Putting the cards back together. All right. Putting the cards back together. I'm going to write it down. And honestly, I was writing and then I lost. I think I'm just going to do a collective reading. What has come up a lot, though, at least 3 times for sure, is the Four of Wands, the Hierophant, the Nine of Pentacles. Interesting. So the Four of Wands is about stability. It's about domesticity. It's like it could be a mini little celebration. For me, the Four of Wands is this energy of being at home with oneself, with one's body, with one's mind, with the people who are around you, being comfortable with things as they are, not trying to like, oh, I won't be comfortable unless I have a mansion. It's not like that. It's like I'm satisfied with things as they are, right? There's stability there. And then the Hierophant is really about establishment. It's about higher wisdom. The Nine of Pentacles is a really, really fascinating card. It's the card of gain. She's an entrepreneur. She made her own money. So she's really smart. She's really practical. She knows how to make things grow. But at the same time, there's something very refined and very discriminatory about her. Very, she doesn't go flashing her money. That's not her thing. That's not her thing. She keeps it to herself. There's a modesty to her. And there's almost a sense of gratitude with her. Maybe because she realized, like through the Hierophant and the Four of Wands, that, she's satisfied with her lot, whether she has or doesn't have. All right. Scorpio. I don't want to mess it up at the last minute. Scorpio, 1, 4, 3. Let's make it 40. Hello, Scorpio. This is Jeffrey. This is Red Color. This is your reading for the full moon in Sagittarius, which is June 10th and 11th. Full moons are always a special, beautiful, magical time. Nancy, Jean, and I are beginning our tarot classes again on June 26th. It's a 6-week class. It's a really wonderful class. Please join. And all my books and etc. All the stuff is available below. Go and check it out. Press buttons. Book a reading. All that. All right, Scorpio. This is basically my reading as I am. I have a conjunction of the Sun, Sirius, Neptune, and Mercury, all within a degree of each other. It's a what do they call it? A stellium in Scorpio, and I think there are 2 others, but they're not at the stellium. Also in Scorpio. So I'm kind of Scorpio. say the least. That's why I write shadow workbooks, you know, for God's sake. All right, let's see what the, this needs to be shuffled again. Okay. Let's see. Away we go. 1, 2, 3. This is like the longest, this might be the longest video I've ever made, actually. All right. All right. Page of Pentacles, Queen of Swords, Ace of Wands. The Page of Pentacles is the most practical of the pages. It's like, out of all the pages, he's going to get something done because he's holding a pentacle. And pentacles are about the real world. You know, they're about the physical world, the real world. You know, all the pentacles are odd in that way, in that swords are thinking, so that can change, right? This is creativity, that changes as it goes. And the other one is cups, which is emotions, which really change. But the pentacles are always pentacles, right? They're about something in the physical world. They could be your health, it could be your food, your home, your job, your money, the money you have invested. It's like a reality kind of thing. So here he is, ready to learn something new with a clear vision of how it is, and, you know, really clear. This one has laser focus. This one has laser focus, right? I want to learn something new. I'm really laser focused, and I'm taking the creativity in hand, you know, to begin it. Great. The support will be there. I'm going to be able to grow things, and if I need to ask for help, or if I need to rely on different pieces and parts of myself, with different creative pieces and parts of myself, I can bring them together. And if I don't have them, the community will. Whoop. Time is now, time to act. Indeed, time to act. Aces are about beginnings. Aces are about beginnings. And when I get more than 2 aces in a reading, it's like, well, we're starting something new, aren't we? We're starting something new. So this is a new, fresh idea, a new perspective, a new clarity, new creativity, right? And the thing, too, is that these are the phallic ones, right? So it's not enough to think, this one especially, but it's not enough to think, it's time to do, right? That, like, the masculine energy acts, the feminine energy receives, the masculine energy penetrates, does. All right. Lots of creative ideas. And the thing is, this is the way it works for me. Once I get started on something, like once I start with it, like a million ideas come to me. But if I just lay in bed and wonder about it, you know, then, you know, I move the blanket this way, I move the blanket that way. Toward abundance, toward happiness, toward fertility, toward the promise coming true, toward community. Nice. I got a third ace. The Ace of Cups. The Ace of Cups is so beautiful. There's like an energy in the Ace of Cups that's just so freaking beautiful. For me, the Ace of Cups, I went up early today, and it was a little bit almost foggy. So it's kind of like a little damp, I mean, for here. It wasn't, and that's the Ace of Cups energy. It's like the morning dew. It's this energy of like healing, intuition, just because you're there. It's this energy of like a giant freaking hug. It's a giant hug from the universe. It's like, I love you. So I have Ace of Cups, the Ace of Swords, the Ace of Wands. This is all about new beginnings. All about new beginnings. Learning new things, going forward, right? The time is definitely now. The support is there. The ideas come through. There's community. This is also a community card. Really really nice. And I'm going to keep on throwing because, you know, I might as well go for the full 2 hours, right? Yeah. Make a decision and grab it. Make a decision and grab it. Because the inspiration is here. I'm not throwing another card. You've earned it. This is your karma. This is your destiny. You've learned your lesson. The wheel is turning in your favor. You're at the center of it. Your creativity is alive and well. This is a sacral center. It's like it has to come out of your desire. The thing about the orange, about the sacral center, this is the way I understand it. You know, the sacral center is our desire, it's our sexual desire, but our creative energy as well. And it's the combination of red and yellow, right? And the yellow energy is about enthusiasm and expansion and you know, the bright, sunny, optimistic, expansive energy of yellow, of the sun, right? And the red energy is the one that grounds us, that says, I want to be here, I'm really here, I'm safe. And then the orange becomes the hearth, right? The place where you keep yourself warm, where you cook your food that brings you light, where you tell stories amongst each other. That's what the orange energy is about, right? So it's combining my sense of safety and my sense of expansion at the same time. That's what's going on. And I have 3 aces and the freaking star. So, you know, it's like I'm going to start and do. I know. I know. I know. It's an amazing reading. This is, I mean, this is the most amazing reading for the 12. And look at how they fell. Look at how they fell. You know, and then I have 2 queens, which is about patience, a new beginning, creativity, abundance. What do you want? Star blessing. This is really about getting the creative juices flowing, having the vision, taking the creativity in hand, going for it, knowing the community is going to be there to support you. And if not, somebody else will show up or a piece of yourself will show up. I know it. I'm telling you, Liz, like this is like a great reading. So let me put it all together and then I'll do the collective. All right. I'm glad to see all of you. It's so nice, you know. I mean, believe me, I wish I had 10,000 subscribers and all that, but I don't. And, but there are like, say, 30 or 50 or something of people like I know I've given readings to, or I've given classes to, or both. And it makes me feel really good. It makes me like, okay, just continue, you know, just continue, you know, because, you know, YouTube's makes these suggestions. It's like, oh, do this and this reading. It's like, you know what I want to say. You know what I want to say, but I won't. All right, let me show you everything. Choose your passion. Move forward. Be willing to learn. The creativity is right there. The time is magic and it's right here and now. A new vision, a new inspiration. Karma and the wheel are spinning in your favor toward healing, toward inspiration, toward intuition, toward love. The promise is being fulfilled and it has just begun. How do you like that? So you want to hear something funny, Liz? So there's this thing that you can put your voice, right? I was trying to make shorts this week. Don't ask, but what a freaking disaster. I mean, I'll try again, but I just lost my patience. So there's a way that you could record your voice and then they make it into AI, right? And they sound good. They really do. But there's a place called 11 Labs that does it for free. But there's a way, like if you, I think it's like $10 a month. And then you can actually, you know, whore out your voice. And, you know, my speaking voice is fine, but I'm sure, I mean, I don't know, I'd have to do more research, but I'm sure that there are a lot of like American English voices, right? Male. But I thought for a minute, it's like I could go so deep, Brooklyn. Like, and if you people don't even hear it, like I can go deep and I could just read like a script like that and like put that up for sale because I'm sure that's, what do you call it? Marketable, right? So I might try that. What the hell? What the hell? And I'm reading something on Quora, Reddit, and I mean, this is a real guy. I don't think this is like a shill because he was answering people's questions and stuff, and he didn't even like give you the link so he gets money. He's like, I've been doing it, and you know, certain months I make $200. Like, really? I mean, I think you have to have a specific, either a very middle of the road voice, right? Or that's clear, or something, you know, you're really good at sounding enthusiastic. You're really good at, you know, whatever it is. Why not, right? What am I going to lose? So, what the hell? I might give it a shot. Because I wanted to make some shorts. And don't ask. I can't even tell you. So this technology stuff is like, forget it. All right. Now I'm going to do the collective. Okay, this is for the collective for this new full moon. Yeah, the techie stuff, sometimes it's like it runs really smoothly, and sometimes it's like, Jesus Christ. I used to work with this woman, you're gonna love this. I used to work with this woman in the garment center, right? And she was, how do you say it? A spinster. She was a spinster. And she was really a Fabissina. You know what a Fabissina is? A Fabissina is someone who's really bitter. Like, her name was Norma Seltzer. I swear to God. Norma Seltzer. And she was such a Fabissina. So whenever like a customer would come in who would give her a pain in the ass, she would say, how would she say? I was so good to my mother. What did I do to deserve this? I was so good to my mother. What did I do to deserve this? Anyway, she was really hard to work with, I gotta tell you. Oh, that was like when I was like, my God, 22, 23. All right, this is for the collective. I should write this down. Collective is at 1:59, basically. 2 hours. Wow. Is that 2 hours? It's more than that. 6, 12, 8, 3 hours. Jesus Christ, I talk a lot. All right. All right. Hello, collective. Please check out your sign, your sun, your rising, your moon, your Venus, your Mars, your Neptune, your Mercury, your Saturn, um, Uranus, and Pluto. Chiron. This is for the collective, okay? The full moon in Sagittarius, June 10th, June 11th. Our tarot classes are beginning on June 26th. Please sign up. All the other marketing stuff is below, books, readings, etc. 1, 2, 3. Collective. Away we go. Choose what it is you want. Choose what choose one thing. Choose one thing with confidence. Your intuition is super duper strong. Choose the thing that brings you a sense of belonging, a sense of love. Use your intuition. Grab hold of your intuition and make the choice, because it'll turn into something, right? It's sometimes, well, I don't know if I'm going to do this. I don't know if I'm going to do that. Just do something. Do something. If you make the wrong choice, oh, I made the wrong choice. Well, then in 2 months, you'll make the right choice. If you were choosing between A and B and you chose A and B was the right one, so you chose A and you learned something and then you choose B. Don't worry about it. To harmonize yourself. And this is also about choices. What do I choose? Do I choose to connect with spirit, right? God almighty, you have the opportunity to this is inevitable. This is like a really big, you have the opportunity. Spirit's coming through loud and clear, like loud and clear. And I think you have to, because this is sort of the card of illusion sometimes. So it's like, okay, let's say you choose, I want to be rich. But the thing is, it has to go beyond that. You have to go deeper. I want to be rich. Why? So that I can impress the people in my neighborhood? Or do I want to be rich so that I can give money away? Or do I want to be rich so that I'm free? Or do I want to be rich so that I can pursue my art career? Like, why? See what I mean? I feel like there has to be a digger deeping. You know what I was supposed to say. You have to dig deeper. It's a whole new beginning. I'm not even going to throw another card. There's just so much going on here. There's just so much going on here. Look. I have a new beginning. I have the opportunity here. Your intuition is super strong. Here's the choice. Here's your being reborn in a sense of healing, but you have to choose really wisely as to what it is that you really want. Is it wealth? Here we go. Sorry. This is going to be difficult because I can't see. Is it wealth? Is it fame? Is it spiritual lessons? Is it wisdom? Is it a relationship? Like, what is it? So, but make one, well, I want this and I want that. I want this and I want that. It was like, that's nice. But don't be led by a false hope. Don't be led by a false understanding. Be led by your heart, by what in your heart says, this would be the best for me. Like commune with your own light and say, what would be the most healing for my highest good and my highest healing, in order for me to start anew, in order for me to receive what it is that I need and what I want to make my life more full, more beautiful, more comfortable, more clear, more whatever. Oh, did I do the cards already? I'm going to do them. Choose clearly. Use your intuition toward your healing and your rebirth in the light of heaven. The opportunity is here. Take a chance. Take a chance. Sometimes I think, we really want something and we really want to go after it. And it's like, oh, well, what'll everyone think? Or I can't do that. It's like, just take the chance. You're not going to know until you try. That is my message for the collective. And now I'm taking a little break. I'm probably going to go right back into building this website I'm building. Probably what I'm going to do. Because that's where I am. All right, so classes, books, readings, etc. All the information is below. Blessings to all of you, and thank you very much for showing up. I really appreciate all your love and support. I really, really do. And have a lovely, lovely full moon. Go and do a ritual. Go and burn all the crap you don't want, and then write something down that you love, and stick it into the soil. Put it under a tree in front of your house. Put it in a special place in a special box. Kiss it and let it go. Leave it to her. Leave it to them. Leave it to them. I put out my needs and my wants and my desires, and I'm going to let you serve me. I'm going to let you bring it to me. I open the store, here come the customers, just like that. All right. Bye, bye, bye. Blessings. Bye.